KC reminded all of us his presence on the defensive end of the floor. But offensively, he showed an aggressive side of his game that will bode well moving forward. And how about veteran C.J. McCollum? Saw his three-point shooting reach the 2K club. Tonight, it's back home to face their division rivals to the south. Wizards, Magic, next. And good evening, it's Saturday night in the district, and welcome to Capital One Arena as Monumental Sports Network proudly presents Wizards basketball. Do you believe in magic? Hopefully not tonight, as the Wizards attempt to cast a spell on them in the first of 4 meetings this regular season. Let's get to it. Great to be with you, everybody. Chris Miller alongside this fresh face. Looks familiar. Former Wizard, big man, 14 years in the NBA champion, Brendan Haywood joining us. Welcome to the family.
Man, thanks, man. I'm glad to be here, especially with a guy, young, fresh brother like yourself. You look good.
But the question is, where's my donuts, Rook?
Listen, man, hey, I'm not the average Rook. I got hours, so I'm not getting nobody no donuts, man. Get it with your hands.
Brendan, let's get to Thursday in OKC. It was the return of Bilal Coulibaly. What did you like most about his return?
I like the fact that he was able to do a little bit of everything. He put the scoring on display. He was getting out in transition. You see him right here getting downhill, finishing strong. You love to see it. Knocking down the three-point shot, showing that he improved that part of his game in the offseason. But this is his calling card, the defense, the shot blocking. That's what I really love. Once again, we're going to go right back to that shot blocking. But this move right here, you see the tip inside, but in transition, finishing off with the strong dunk.
All right, coming up, veteran Chris Middleton will likely get a few possessions defensively tonight against guarding Orlando's Franz Wagner. In 16 games versus the Wizards in his career, he's averaging nearly 23 points per game. Much more to come as we count down the tip-off from Capital One Arena. Real flavor. Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And by Dirty Habit. Come find yours at the premier spot to be before or after every game. Magic are led by Paolo Banchero in scoring and rebounding. And the last time the Magic faced Bub Carrington, he exploded for 32 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists last April. When we return, it's the starting lineup and opening tip here on your home for Wizards basketball, Monumental Sports Network. Being with us, watching us on Monumental Sports Network as the Wizards and Magic will exchange buckets for the next 2.5 hours. Great to be with you, Chris Miller, alongside Brendan Haywood filling in for Drew Gooden. It is time now for our keys to the game. They're brought to you by your local Washington, D.C. GMC dealers. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, here's tonight's Star Trek. It is presented by Toyota.
Listen, when you look at these two stars, they both get it done in different ways. Paolo, one of the best at getting to the rim. Doesn't shoot it great from 3. Got to make him play and clutter. As far as it goes, Alex Sarr, big-time shot blocker, and I love the way he's attacked the rim a lot more this year, Chris.
The Wizards are 1-4, 0-2 at home. The Magic are 2-4, 1-2 away from Orlando. Before we get to the opening tip, we say good evening to the first time to Monumental Sports Network's Megan McPhee.
Hey, Chris, utilizing their athleticism and the pace with which they want to play on offense, Brian Keefe and this Wizards team have one thing in mind when it comes to this Magic team. Attack the paint and try to get 10 toes down. This is a Magic defense that gives up nearly 60 points in the paint to their opponents. So that's a point of emphasis tonight. And Brian Keefe said before the game, once we get in the paint, put pressure on the rim, it can collapse the defense. You're either getting shots and finding teammates, or you're getting yourself to the free throw line. For us, we want to be aggressive getting to the paint tonight. Chris?
Monitoring paint points is something we will watch. Megan, thank you very much. Tonight, officials, Ed Malloy, crew chief in his 24th season. Eric Dalen is 18th. We want to welcome Shalisa Painter. She's in her 2nd season as a non-staff official. She graduated from Indian River High School in Chesapeake, Virginia. Also attended ODU and George Washington. As we are underway, take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the Wizards. They'll go with the same lineup they deployed against OKC Thursday night. Coulibaly back into the lineup for a 2nd straight game along with Middleton, George, McCollum, and Alex Sarr. First shot of the game goes off the side of the backboard by Orlando. It'll be Wizards possession.
Well, that was a good defensive possession by the Wizards. Didn't give up anything inside. Chased them off the three-point line and forced Suggs to shoot a tough shot that went off the side of the glass.
Jamal Mosley's team, again, coming in with a record of 2-4. They won the opening game of the season, won their last, and sandwiched between that was a 4-game losing streak. They'll go with Bane, Banchero, Carter, Suggs, and Franz Wagner.
I like that action right there. Just a simple action. You see Sarr set a quick pin down. George comes off and lets that mid-range jumper fly.
Keyshawn cracking the scoring column first for Washington. Suggs with a no-look pass, and the hook shot is good by Carter. Like this matchup tonight, Brendan, seeing Alex Sarr going up against Wendell Carter Jr.
Indeed, and Sarr's really good from that elbow area, as we see. A nice drive right there by Coulibaly.
Got a personal view on Desmond Bane.
See Coulibaly right here just driving right by Bane. We know Bane's physical, and a guy like that, you have to get right to his body, force him to foul you. I like the drive by the young fellow.
It was great to see what Bilal Coulibaly was able to do Thursday, and they threw him right into the fire.
Yeah.
They said, go get SGA and the baddest team on the planet right now. And he was, I thought, outstanding on both ways.
And you said they threw him right. You said they threw him right into the fire. Going against SGA, that's not the regular fire either. That's Muy Caliente. he responded accordingly. Took that matchup personal. Had a lot of big-time blocks. I think Coulibaly is a emerging young talent in this league.
And interesting how he has improved each of the last 3 season openers for him. He had 16 against OKC. He had 8 in the season opener last year, and in his rookie year, he only had 3 points in the opener. So he is vastly improving during his time here in the NBA.
Speaking of another young man that's vastly improving, this young man with the ball, I like what George has done this year as we see him with another mid-range jumper. That jumper, you can just tell when you think about where he was as a rookie at the beginning of it, and then you see where he is now, he has so much more confidence in that jump shot.
All 4 points scored by Washington. Keyshawn George, who's leading the team in scoring. Franz Wagner gets it to go down. Franz, along with Banchero, each are scoring about 22 a game. Keyshawn again making it look easy.
George getting it done.
Keyshawn in the mid-range, now getting inside.
And that's what you do in transition. If you're driving in transition and you don't see the other team getting back or they're trying to stop you, don't settle, don't take a wild jumper, get right downhill and cause a problem in that painted area.
Jalen Suggs did not play Thursday against Charlotte. He scores here. Gives the Magic an early 2-point advantage. Orlando beats Charlotte 123-107, while Washington lost to OKC 123-108. CJ McCollum, as we said, part of the 2K club, 2003s in his career. Washington is a perfect 4 for 4 from the field to start.
That's a nice take inside by Paolo. That's a little bit too much space for him. You want to try to make, like I said, we talked about it in the open, you want Paolo to be forced to play in clutter. Not really shooting a great percentage from the field or 3, so you want to make sure that those shots inside are a little bit more contested. You see right here, he has Chris Middleton on him. He's really good at using his body, great at getting to the free throw line. Right there, he just puts Middleton in jail and just locks him down.
Keyshawn bumped Carter in the face. Not able to knock that down. All right, let's take a look at tonight's injury report. It's brought to you by Chasen Boscolo. A clean injury report for the Wizards. Meanwhile, Mo Wagner, the former Wizard, still out dealing with rehab from his ACL injury that he suffered last year. There you see Jamal Mosley, 47-year-old coach in his 5th season with the Magic. First Magic coach to make it to his 5th season since Stan Van Gundy made it to his 6th.
Oh, wow.
The addition of Desmond Bane gives this Orlando Magic team more perimeter shooting. As Banchero misses that one, rebound by McCullough.
If you're the Wiz, you'll give Paolo that shot all game long. Only shoots 21% from behind the 3-point line. He gets all the threes that he can take.
Missed there by Sarr. Banchero gets the rebound and now trying to initiate the offense, waiting for the trailing Carter.
I'll tell you what, for Banchero, it's been a little bit slow to start the season. A lot of people were expecting to make that jump. I know it's only a couple games in, but he hasn't taken that superstar jump that a lot of people were anticipating that he was going to make.
Middleton tried to leak ahead as the ball was taken away by Orlando. Carter swinging it to Banchero.
You can see Banchero turning down that jump shot, driving right into Sarr. He doesn't have that confidence.
Strong drive by Wagner as he was fouled. He'll go to the line. It is time now for our keys to the game. It's brought to you by your local Washington, D.C. GMC dealers. Here now is Brendan's breakdown.
Yes, and it's all about making Paolo Banchero playing cluttered. He wants to get in that paint, get to the free throw line, force him to be a passer in there, or shoot shots from behind the three-point strike. And as far as it goes for George, he wanted to get off to a quick start. We see that early on. They've been calling plays for him. He's been aggressive, and I like how this young man has started this game.
Franz Wagner's third straight 20-point game happened Thursday against Charlotte. He's had 20-plus points in 5 of the first 6 games overall. The improvement in his game is you see Anthony Black checking in for Jalen Suggs. Back to Wagner, the real key he had this offseason, Brendan, is he wanted to improve his three-point shooting. If he adds that to his offensive repertoire, he's going to be a pretty good player.
Oh, listen, he's a very good player right now. If he's knocking down the three, he's almost unguardable. Stands a legit 6'9", 6'10", and when he drives to the basket, he's really crafty. So when he's knocking down the three, there's nothing you can do.
The veteran Chris Middleton cashing out a three.
Speaking of knocking down threes.
Chris had just 6 points Thursday. That was a season low. Here's Franz.
Great block by
Sarr. His 11th block already this season. Keyshawn trailing. Good swing.
That's good basketball.
Koulibaly's three rattles out.
I know the shot didn't fall, but that's great basketball. Sarr starts to break. Everybody gets a chance to touch it. As we see the drive right there by Banchero, but on that Wizards possession, it didn't go down, but everybody got a chance to get that basketball. I love how they're moving the rock.
Keyshawn with an early 6 points for Washington. Here's Bilal inside, bumped, no call. Bane stepping into a three. He's really struggled since joining Orlando. Came in tonight shooting 25%. Sarr inside with the advantage.
That's what I love. Last year, he didn't do that nearly as much. Hung out on the perimeter a lot. This year, he is getting inside, whether it's drives, pick and roll, and he has a lot to offer in there.
And doing a really good job getting to the free throw line, Brendan. He's already 12 of 14 this season.
Yeah, Sarr is really improving.
Carter. It's the evolution of the big man, Brendan. They shoot threes these days.
And they shoot a lot of them.
Washington calling the timeout. We'll take one as well as the Magic lead by 3. When we come back, we'll talk about the evolution of Keyshawn George.
And even your teammates, like, they trust you with the ball, they trust you to make decisions. I think that's where it starts from. And then you just, self-conscious, the work you put in transfers, and then you just get more comfortable, you learn more about the game, you watch more film. Obviously, you have more experience playing, the game. And then as it comes, it's just being more aggressive and just going out there and playing the game of basketball.
Brendan, the key for Keyshawn is to get 1% better every day, and the work he did in the jump season that they like to call in the offseason for us is improved. You see it night in and night out.
Yeah, you can tell this young man is putting in the work. Offensively, he looks more confident. The jump shot has gotten better day by day, and that's what you have to have in this league. If you can knock down jumpers with his size and ability to drive to the basket, if you can knock down jumpers, you become so hard to guard.
He leads the team in points, rebounds, tied for assists. He is having himself an exceptional start. And you just go back to the night in Dallas when he put up an historic stat line.
Right.
That night, Brendan, for that night, he was the best player on the floor.
Well, listen, he has the ability to be the best player on the floor on a lot of nights when you look at the size, the versatility, the ability to drive the basket, knocking down the shot right now from all over the perimeter, mid-range as well. So you got to like what he's putting on display.
Take a look at what he did a year ago compared to what he's doing now. Last season, tops among rookies, the steals. I thought the three-pointers was a really part of his game that evolved last year.
Yeah.
And the steals and blocks, really impressive.
The steals and blocks definitely impressive. And to your point, the three-point ability started out a little bit slow at the beginning of the year. And then you saw him gain more and more confidence. And now he's gained even more confidence. So it's good. The Wizards really got a special one of this young kid.
They call that foul on Bane. That'll be his second personal. Cam Whitmore, Baltimore native, checking in for the first time. Tristan Da Silva and Gogo Batadze in for the Magic. Here's Key. Nice jumper on the baseline.
Nothing Bane can do.
Keyshawn already with 8 16 points scored by Washington. Under 6 to go in the first.
And hasn't forced any action. Everything has been really smooth and just take what the defense gives him.
Whitmore with the assignment on Banchero.
Great D by Whitmore. I like how Whitmore played D right there, made sure not to foul. When you're playing against Banchero, you can't get handsy. He wants to be at the free throw line. Only shoot 43% from the field, 21 from 3. So when you're playing Banchero right now, you gotta make him earn it.
Banchero up with the basketball again as Trey Johnson missed that 3 attempt. Banchero too strong inside.
But that's what Banchero does well. Driving, getting out in transition. When you see him pushing in transition, whoever that weak side guy is, you have to come over there, show him your numbers. He has to see somebody at the nail.
Key with another fadeaway. He's in double digits already. 10 points in 7 minutes.
I mean, the scoring just looks effortless for us right now. It looks easy. And if you're Jamahl Mosley, that's something that you have to be upset about, is that not only is George getting it done, but he's getting it done at such an easy degree.
Here's McCullough. Looking for the trailing Whitmore, but they turn it over. De Silva. Ball rolls over to Banchero as he tries to keep it in bounds, and it will go out of bounds. Brendan, let's take a look at Keyshawn's jumper. It's our Verizon Robo replay.
And you see him right here. He's going to come off the pick and roll, read the defender. He has Bane right there, just steps him back. Too much. He's too tall, creates enough space. There's nothing Bane can do. I know Bane is a very good defender, but there's no way you can defend the perfect offensive shot.
Keyshawn will sit with those 10 points. He also has a rebound. Corey Kispert coming in for Washington along with Bub Carrington. Bub now running the second unit, second straight game. Opportunity for him to have the ball in his hand and facilitate.
Let me ask you a question. Were you surprised that Orlando paid that much for Desmond Bane? Like 4 first-round picks?
No, the reason why is because they were so desperate for three-point shooting that whatever it took to get a guy like that, Anthony Black in the corner off to Silva, got the rebound, but passed it right to Whitmore.
When I saw somebody from Memphis got traded for 4 first-round picks, I mean,
You thought it was Ja Morant.
Yeah, I thought it was Ja Morant. As we see Whitmore knock down the 3.
It's a good sign for Cam, knocking down the 3. First bench points for the Wizards. One of the best bench production teams in the league. Goga Batadze in the paint.
Bud right there just over-penetrating there. If you get that far inside, sometimes you just got to go up strong and finish that one.
Here's Bub ahead of the pack. Slams it home. And an early timeout going to be called by Jamahl Mosley. Washington able to come back to tie this game up at 23.
And you see right here, Bub Carrington leaking out, finishing in transition.
The Wizards tip off NBA Cup at home on November the 7th when they play host to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This Friday night matchup starts at 7 p.m. You can join us for our first NBA Cup game and grab your tickets today at WashingtonWizards.com. Earlier we told you official Shalisa Painter's first regular season game. She got the game ball before, and she's from Chesapeake, Virginia. And it's funny, Britta, I went up to her, I was like, was there any rookie duties? She's like, no, just keep my mouth shut and just get into the flow of the game.
Okay, all right. They're all business. All business.
Love it. Congratulations to her. Got the ball. And
keep it professional.
Another official from the great state of Virginia.
I'm glad she kept it professional. You're not always professional.
Thanks, Brendan. Wagner throwing it up to Carter. Crazy misses. Good defense there by Baggs, but they get a second chance opportunity. Tyus Jones and Black in the backcourt. Black swinging it over. Whitmore coming up with the steal, getting into the passing lane.
Great defense by Whitmore with the anticipation and then paying it off on the other end. Gotta love it when your excellent defense turns into offense.
We've seen him do that multiple times already in the early part of this season. Just reading the offense, getting into the passing lane, and using that frame to finish.
That's what the game is about, showing that you can do multiple things. We all know that Cam Whitmore is dynamic with the ball in his hands, and he can score and get downhill. But what he does defensively, that's the added bonus.
Uh-oh! That's a heat check.
You don't want to see that.
Cam starting to get warm.
When a guy that's known for attacking the basket starts knocking down jumpers, it's trouble.
8 points already for Cam Whitmore in 3 minutes. This is a 12-2 Wizards run. Jones. Tyus getting that veteran presence for Orlando coming off the bench. Trey misses that three. Carter was looking for Jonathan Isaac.
Good defense right there by Bob. You see Whitmore right here on the weak side lurking. Great anticipation, but he's not going to stop right there, Chris. Get right downhill, nothing Jones can do, and finishes it off with the left.
Under 2 to go, Carrington, 3, got it.
And that's the area of his game they want him to keep doing. They want him to lean more into that. Bub known for it being a mid-range maven, but they want to see that those three-point attempts go up, up, up.
He's got 5, perfect from the field so far.
Oh, I thought that was a block.
And Ed Malloy's going to call that one on Marvin Bagley.
I thought Bags got there.
Franz Wagner will go to the free throw line.
What you think, Chris? Think he's moving? It's close.
Might have been a block.
It's close.
Yeah. You know, because when you're leaning, I always wonder when you lean just a little bit, even though they're in the center of your chest.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 one.
Why are you touching me though? You ain't have to
diagram.
I understand. We're not on camera. You ain't have to touch. You ain't have to touch. You have to touch my chest.
It's funny. Normally the guy that sits in that chair does the touching. Maybe that's just a sign that I'm missing. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out this combo.
Okay. Franz Wagner. He had 21 Thursday, 8 of 16 from the field. He came in shooting 72%. Magic are already 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Oh, nice feed by Carrington to Bagley.
That's great. That's back-to-back great possessions by Bub. We saw him knock down the Trey. This time he drives inside, finds Bagley wide open for the dunk. I tell you what, offensively, the Wizards really have it going right now.
This is where Franz Wagner has improved his game, hitting a career-best 44% from 3. Whitmore. Good pass over to Bagley. It'll stay Washington basketball, 7 on the shot clock.
And watch Bub coming off. He's going to read Wendell Carter. As soon as Wendell commits to the shot, he drops it off right inside Bagley, wide open for the easy deuce. That is picture perfect right there. It doesn't get much better than that when you're trying to read your defenders and make the right plays.
Cam tried to make the right play by looking for Kispert. Last touch by Jones. So at 2.1 on the shot clock, Brendan, this has got to be a quick one.
Definitely. This is where you have to run those out-of-bounds plays that you work on in practice and shoot around all the time.
Trey got it off in time. Here's Tyus as he scores over both Trey and Whitmore.
And I think on that play right there, if Whitmore would have got back if he would have sprinted back just a little bit harder, he would have been able to really get a chance to deter Ty Jones from getting that shot up.
Johnson trying to get inside. Float game, pure. No seat belt required on that one.
Listen, when it comes down to scoring, this young man can do everything. That's his forte. Whatever you need on the offensive end, he can get it done.
All right, 5 seconds separating shot and game clock. Wagner. Step back 3. Airballed that one. Made the previous one. That's good defense as he's having words with Whitmore.
You shoot an airball. I don't know if that's the right time.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's going to be a foul called on Tyus.
Orlando foul against number 2, Tyus Jones, his first, and the team's first in the last 2 minutes.
Washington shooting 65% from the field, 50 from 3. Yet to hit a free throw as they're 0 for 2 as Jalen Suggs will come back into the game replacing Tyus.
Offensively in this first quarter, the Wizards have had so many guys contribute so many good things, whether it was Whitmore, George, Bub Carrington, so many guys have gotten in there and put their fingerprints all over this ball game.
3 seconds. Bagley getting it up as the time expires. And that'll do it for the first 12 minutes as Washington takes a 3-point lead. Again, led by Keyshawn George with 10. But how about the exploits of Cam in the first quarter?
And it's been because he's been reading the defense perfectly. You see him knocking down the three, then getting out in transition, paying it off with the smooth lefty finish. And last but not least, we're going to see him knock down one more triple. Cam Whitmore has come into this game with the right mindset and offensive attitude. And right now, the Wizards as a whole, as a team, are absolutely on fire.
Time now for our first quarter stats. They're brought to you by your Washington, D.C. area Chevy dealers. Again, shooting a blistering 62.5% from the field. And Brendan, as a whole, you like what the offense looked like in the first quarter.
So many different guys were able to step up and put up big-time shots and numbers, but more importantly, the Wizards look so smooth doing it. George started the party off. Cam Whitmore had some great moments. Bub Carrington as well. As a whole, offensively, the Wizards have just been an offensive juggernaut to start out.
Megan, what was said in the huddle after the last timeout?
Well, it actually goes back to the previous 2 timeouts. BK saw what they were trying to do defensively. He needed more communication in that first quarter. And as they closed the first quarter, in that quarter break just now, he reiterated to them, what you guys changed and shifted when I challenged you. We got to see what you could really do. So he was happy with the way they finished that first quarter on the defensive end, and he's been very happy with the offensive end, especially with the way they've moved that ball, guys.
I'll go back to what you said in your open, Megan, about paint points. This Orlando Magic team gives up about 60 a game, and Washington has 14 already here in the first quarter. And I like what Cam Whitmore did in terms of establishing that, and then it opened up what you can do offensively from distance.
Yeah, when you're Cam Whitmore, you come into this game and everybody knows you have the reputation for knocking down, for driving to the basket. Then you get out there in transition, you knock down a couple threes, you just show a little bit of everything to keep the defense off balance.
Franz trying to post up Keyshawn, nothing called as he gets away with a little bit of a push-off.
That might have been the second charge he got away with.
Keyshawn already has 2 personals.
Oh, wow, now he's got a third.
And that's the tough part about Keyshawn. You and I were talking about this before the game. Just he's ultra aggressive defensively. And what he told me before the game against Dallas is he has to do a better job of communicating with the officials. It's that game within the game. You were very good at that, talking to the officials, trying to figure out what they're seeing in terms of how he can help himself not get called for so many fouls.
And for a young player, you have to understand what type of night it's going to be offensively, too. Some officials are going to let you get a little handsy. Some are going to call it close to the vest. But when you're as important to this team as he is, you have to understand if you got 2, I can't pick up the third. Not a silly one like you just did.
Baseline drive and finish by Wagner, prompting Brian Keefe to call time as Orlando now ups their lead to 3. It's a 6-0 run for Orlando getting back into this game. Backdoor cut here by Wagner. Injury law firm, well known in the Washington, D.C. area, celebrating its 40th anniversary this past week. We have our friend Andy Petterman in attendance with us tonight. From the Monumental family, we want to say happy anniversary to Greenberg and Betterman. 6-0 run for the Orlando Magic gives them a 3-point lead. Alex Sarr is back into the game for Washington, as well as Bilal Coulibaly. Corey Kispert to inbound.
For the Wizards right now, I don't say they have the ball, but on the defensive end, they're going to have to do something to make it a little bit tough on Orlando. Orlando right now shooting 58% from the floor. Got to get that number down.
Shot clock at 5 for Carrington. Got Suggs off his feet, gets inside. A driving kick to Johnson. If that would have went in, Drew, that's Drew Brendan. Who? Him too. De Silva being double teamed. Franz working inside on a kick out. Jalen Suggs airballs that one. That's the second airball for Orlando tonight.
Yeah, a little windy in here. Somebody got to close the window up top, but that's where you have to make the Magic beat you. You can't let the Magic beat you in transition. You can't let the Magic beat you in the paint. If they beat you from the 3-point line, so be it. That's not what they do well.
Coulibaly working on Isaac. Fouled. Nice drive there by Coulibaly.
Orlando foul charge, number 1, Isaac. His
This is the second really nice drive by Coulibaly this game where he just flat out got into the Magic defender's chest and forced the official to make a call.
16 points in his season debut. And Brendan, when you think about 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, doing just a little bit of everything out there on the floor was just a real positive sign to see the work that he also put in during the jump season.
And that's the type of player he is. He's always going to be able to affect the stat sheet in multiple ways. There's some guys that they just affect the game on offense. If they're not scoring, they're snoring. He's not one of those guys. He can get it done defensively in the passing lanes, shot blocking, one-on-one defense, and his offense has also improved drastically.
Here he is now guarding the taller and bigger Carter. Carter Jr. wins that matchup.
There's nothing he can do right there. Mouse in the house. Might have needed a little bit of help.
Sarr trying to set a screen to free up Trey. Trey, nice head fake. Kick out to Kispert. Sarr trying to sky for the rebound, taken down now by Carter.
Good defense by Sarr not to go for that pump fake.
Franz, that veteran move, bringing the ball down to about his ankle area and then coming up, getting the foul. Be on Bub Carrington.
And you see right here, as soon as Franz drops, he has it down there. He's looking for that foul. He's trying to bait you. If you're Bub right there, instead of reaching, if you have your body already in place, then that will deter him from that drive and allow you to get out to the perimeter also quicker on defense. So that's something the young fella can possibly learn.
Big news, DC sports fans. The B. Mitch and Finley show premieres on Monumental Sports Network Monday. You can tune in live weekdays from 10 to 2 p.m. as Washington football legend Brian Mitchell should be in the Hall of Fame and veteran DC sports reporter J.P. Finley bring you the candid stories, sharp takes, and the inside scoop of your favorite DC sports teams. .42-37 Magic. Wagner now with 15. He leads all scorers. Wizards are bringing in veterans throughout this reshaping of the organization. Last year, Marcus Smart was here. Megan, what did Bilal learn from him?
A multitude of things, guys, but to the conversation you and Brendan were just having about him impacting the game, BK said after the OKC game, you could feel his presence and the impact he brings on the floor. And Bilal, before that game, told us that Marcus helped him a lot, especially when it came to his off-ball movement. He said he noticed that I was losing concentration at times when I was playing off of the ball, and he would tell me how to read plays, how to read guys, because he said, Bilal, every NBA team runs the exact same sets. They just call it different things. So you know what's coming. You just know where to position yourself, how to read it, and that keeps you engaged. And we've seen it here in a game and a quarter already.
Brenda, with the experience of just having years in this league, just learning those nuanced things, how much did that help you?
Listen, the more you can understand where to be off the ball, that's gonna be huge for you. Like I said, when you understand where to cut, where you're supposed to be, if there's a pick and roll over here, when to raise up, when to slide to the corner, those are the little things that can help you get easy buckets and to keep you on the court.
Jalen Suggs scores for Orlando. Kispert passed it right to his former Gonzaga teammate. Here come the Magic on the run. Bencaro kick out to Suggs. Suggs on a step-back three. The Taze offensive rebound to De Silva. Wizards defense in heavy rotation as they come away with the stop. Bilal with a rebound.
That was an excellent effort right there by everybody in the Wizards uniform from the defensive end.
Bilal with a couple of head fakes and was slapped down by Bataze. Oh, no, he just pulled a Nick Young.
Nah, he didn't do that.
He pulled a Nick Young.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen, if you're going to do that, you got to knock down the shot, especially if you're not known for knocking down threes. I understand Suggs has improved his three-point repertoire, but come on, Suggs. Shaq and the fool. I don't
still a thing?
I don't work at Turner anymore, but I still got big fella's number. I'm going to call Shaq, get him on line one. I know this is going to be a top 5 play this week. Shaq and the fool.
Wow, he ain't Steph Curry, that's for sure.
Nah, he ain't Steph Curry either.
As he will sit, Tyus Jones will come in. Franz Wagner will sit, 15 points.
He's been very strong for the Magic in his first half. He's done a good job of mixing it up, taking it to the basket, getting free throws, three-point shots. Wagner has a very versatile game.
CJ, as the shot clock winding down, crossover over Bataze. State Wizards basketball.
With the Wizards.
See if the Wizards can get the ball, run a play to get the ball to Cam Whitmore, see if he can stay hot.
That was the first miss for Whitmore after making his first three. De Silva getting inside and scoring. One of 3 Colorado Buffaloes that was in the 24 draft. Kispert thought that thing was goaltend.
I thought it was a goaltend too. Oh wow.
Banchero.
That's where this young man is truly special. When Banchero gets ahead of steam, when he gets downhill, he has a lot to offer.
Let's take a look and see if this was indeed a goaltend. Wizards have gone about 5 minutes without scoring.
Definitely a goaltend.
Yeah.
Easy call.
Yep, hit the backboard first. And then Banchero comes over to turn it away.
Got to wonder what the baseline official is looking at right there. Like that's not even like one of those bang bang plays.
Banchero is getting to the line a career high 10 times per contest through the first 6 games. And shooting 71% from the charity stripe.
Like I said, Banchero does a great job of using his size and his body to get to that get to that free throw line.
CJ working his way inside. Bagley with the offensive putback.
Good strong putback by the big fella. Just doing the dirty work inside, cleaning up space.
Anthony Black using his size to score on Kispert. Black is 6'11" in his 3rd year. Played 1 season for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Banchero blocks Middleton.
Possession remains with Lexington.
Magic have made all 10 of their free throws. Franz and Banchero both are perfect from the charity stripe. Middleton. Kicking it out to Kispert. Corey relay quotes for 3. Rebounded by Bataze.
You talk about how smooth things were for the Wizards in the first quarter. The second quarter hasn't nearly been as efficient or easy on the offensive end.
Here's Kispert with a steal.
That's how you
and
do it.
slams it home.
When you need some easy offense, let your defense translate to offense, as Kispert on the weak side with the steal.
That'll end that drought. Washington with 3 steals. They're 17 of 38 now from the field. Banchero.
Like I said, and that's what he does. He likes to get downhill, attack that basket. You got to have your hands in. There's a nice block right there by Black. Wow.
Magic are on the run. Banchero inside, 2 easy layup. That's going to force Keith to call time. Banchero and Wagner leading the way, scoring 29 of their 54 points. They're on a 12-4 run. When the Wizards win, fans get a Big Mac for $2.50 on the McDonald's app the next day at participating McDonald's. ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. And by Verizon. The Washington Wizards are powered by Verizon 5G. I know you're still not trick-or-treating, are you?
No, not me. Nah.
You sure?
Nah, for sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
I remember that
Hey.
guy.
Hello.
All I know is if you gave him the first touch of the game, he was going to be engaged for 48 minutes.
Hey, why not? Oh, is that my man Tough Juice?
Tough Juice. Look at you in the dunker.
Hey, man. Bigs don't even hang out in the dunker no more, do they? They're at the 3-point line.
Major part of the Wizards organization. Is so glad to have you back here now on our team. And you know, we're walking around before the game and so many people are just happy to see you again coming through this arena. What's it like now?
Man, it's great to be back. I was happy to be here. So many familiar faces. As we see Middleton missed a tough shot right there in the mid-range, but just being back home, I always felt like DC was my home. Even though I went to Dallas, had some good years there, was able to win a championship. I always felt like DC was home because I just played here so long.
Second quarter field goals, Orlando 9 of 14. Meanwhile, Washington is 2 of 16. Their only field goals came from that putback by Bagley and then off the steal, Corey Kispert with a layup.
Yeah, offensively, the Wizards have really slowed down as we see McCollum knock down the three. And then on the defensive end, they have to figure out a way to get things done. The Magic are shooting 58% from the floor, but only 18% from three. What do those numbers tell you, Chris? Clog the paint, make the Magic beat you from over the top.
Again, one of the major focuses going into the game, you heard Megan talk about how much they're giving up so many points in the paint.
But I'll tell you
needs to take advantage of that. It's Whitmore that wants to do that. Nice footwork there. Bagley on a tip in.
Actually, the points in the paint number favor the Magic. It's actually 32-20.
Tyus off the glass and finished.
That's a nice take by Tyus. Got it up on the glass quick. As a big, you hate that. When that guard just throws your timing off, gets it on the glass really, really quickly. You think you got a block, and next thing you know, you're just sitting over there looking at your bench, feeling a little salty. It's a bench.
Just want to make sure. What's all
Hey, man.
Rejects the screen.
Come on, man. You're going to get me fired.
Kispert. Got that off before the shot clock. Black. Oh, strong take. As he was fouled. As Ed Malloy might have got stepped on. Let's go back to Thursday night. C.J. McCollum, part of the 2000 three-point field goals made club. Became the 8th active player with those numbers you see on your screen.
He just had such a great career and just been so efficient at scoring the basketball. Can you say he's had like an underrated career for being such a good scorer?
Man, playing with Dame all those years.
It's like playing with Dame, and Dame is so cold and he's such a great scorer that sometimes CJ kind of went overlooked.
Anthony Black.
Anthony Black at the free throw line. Highly recruited wide receiver coming out of high school. He had commitments from Baylor, Texas, and Arkansas. Anthony Black. Man, 6'7" wide receiver.
I tell you what, he chose the right sport.
He sure did.
Hey, listen. Hey, some of those hits I see on Sunday, not a chance.
Jamal Mosley recently said about Black, quote, he came in more physical and aggressive this season. As Cam Whitmore was sick, thought Whitmore was extremely aggressive coming into the game tonight.
I think for a guy like Black, the evolution of his game, or if he's going to be the best version of himself, it's going to be all about that three-point jump shot. He does a lot of things well for the Magic. He has the size to play on the ball, but he has to be able to knock down that jumper.
Bilal trying to work on Wagner. Misses. Bagley working inside over 3 Magic players.
Hey, that's a grown man bucket right there. Bagley inside, carving out that space, gets the offensive rebound, and would not be deterred as he went up over multiple Magic defenders.
Already with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists from Marvin Bagley.
Great defense.
Step back 3.
Live with it. When a guy like Banchero hits a 3, you actually like that to a certain degree because you want him to take more. You don't want him going downhill. You want him to settle for those 3s.
Came in shooting 22% from behind the arc.
Ouch.
To your point, Black. Here's Banchero again.
Out of bounds, possession returning for the Magic is Jason Suggs.
And Marvin Bagley right here. You see him carving out that space against Banchero. Fights for the offensive rebound and would not be deterred. I like that. That's a grown man bucket.
Alex Sarr will come in for Marvin. Gave Brian Keefe some great minutes.
Excellent minutes.
Banchero again for 3. Okay, Brendan, so you talked about him shooting 22% from 3. Now he's hit a couple of 3s. When do you try to turn his water off?
I'm not trying to turn his water off from 3. Now, I might not let him get another wide open shot, but I still would rather see him shooting 3s than getting 2s in the paint as McCullough knocks in a nice 2 in the paint himself.
Banchero 12 points in the last 4 minutes.
A guy like Banchero, see,
Counted and 1.
even though he hit the last 2 threes, he still wants to get right there. Don't overreact to what he does behind the three-point line.
He turns 23 years old on November the 12th.
See, most guys in this league, they hit 2 threes, they're going to take the next one, right? He doesn't really want those threes right now. So he's going to be able to drive right to the basket. We see the nice 3 right there from Paolo. But with his game, even if he hits a couple of threes and gets hot, you don't adjust your strategy. They can beat you over the top.
He has already gotten to the free throw line 6 times.
He gets there about 10 times a game. He's right on par.
Lead is 15 for Orlando. It's their largest of the game. And it's a steal. Taken away by Suggs. Suggs to Wagner. Count the bucket. You hear Bilal say, what? Couldn't believe he got called for the foul. It'll be Bilal's first.
See Wagner right here between and then getting the contact from Coulibaly and able to finish. But that all started with a poor offensive possession by the rookie that led to a turnover. And Wagner was able to pay it off at the other end. Gotta value the ball. That's one thing this young Wizards team has to do. When you're a young team in this league, you have to learn how to value the ball.
Orlando has made now all 14 of their free throws.
Keeping teams out of transition is a skill, and it starts with value in the rock.
Already hung 70 on Washington. Got under 2 minutes to go in the second. The run is 16-4. Bilal, 5 on the shot clock. A couple head fakes. Using the left. Misses. Stays with it.
Coulibaly, he's been aggressive.
Bilal's first field goal of the night after starting 0 for 5. Banchero, like you said, Brendan, he wants to get into the paint. There's a kick out to Carter. Wendell Carter Jr. He's hit both of his threes tonight.
And now the Magic are starting to hit a couple of those three-point shots.
And Middleton was fouled on the drive. So Orlando is getting what they want right now, Brendan. They're shooting 61% from the field. They're making all 14 of their free throws, and they're getting the threes up as well. You got to take something away from them. What would it be?
It'd be the paint. Look at that number, 61%. You're not going to beat anybody that's shooting 61% from the floor, and they're winning the points in the paint battle. So if I'm the Wiz, I understand the Magic have knocked down a couple of threes this quarter. So what? That is not what they do. As Sarr knocks down a nice mid-range jumper. But the Magic knocking down threes is not what they do as a team. I would rather them beat you from behind the three-point strike.
Trying to stay with Wagner. Franz. Good defense there by Sarr.
Look up.
And Middleton turns that one over. Franz ahead of the pack, slams it home.
I tell you what, Franz had himself a ball game in this first half. 20 points.
So it's getting away from Washington as the second quarter is winding down.
That's an offensive foul right there by CJ. It seems like, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like things turned offensively for the Wizards after George got his third foul. George was playing so strong in the first quarter, came back in. We thought he was going to keep that momentum as we see CJ right there with an elbow to the area where most people don't like to get elbowed. And so getting back to George, once George picked up that foul, it just seemed like offensively the Wizards were in a little bit of a tough place after that.
Trying to find a rhythm as C.J. McCollum will come off. He's having a conversation with Anthony Gill. Magic can hold for the final shot of the second. Banchero one-on-one with Sarr. And good steal by Bilal. Can he get it off in time?
Good if it goes.
First half is in the books. The Orlando Magic outscored Washington 43-21 in the second quarter. All right, coming up next, it's Halftime Live, presented by MGM National Harbor with Wes Hall, Tony Massenberg, and Christy Winters-Scott. Banchero Wagner combined for 43 of the Magic's 75 points. Keyshawn George leading the way for Washington with 10. Wizards got some work to do. Halftime Live coming your way here on Monumental Sports Network. Trusted medical team of the Washington Wizards. MGM National Harbor. Monumental happens here at MGM National Harbor. And by Toyota. It's game one at Toyota with a great selection of in-stock vehicles to choose from. Shop buyatoyota.com. Just one player in double figures for Washington in the first 24. Wizards in that second quarter, 8 of 27 from the field. And 4 of those field goals were putbacks as Megan is standing by with assistant coach TJ Sorrentine.
TJ, that first half, towards the end of the first quarter, a better job keeping them out of the paint. Second quarter, they got back in there, specifically Wagner and Banchero. They're the head of the snake. What do you want to see in the second half to try and limit their paint touches?
Yeah, our shell has to be tighter. It can't just be one guy. It's got to be a group effort. I think we were leaving guys on an island. 40 points in the paint in that first half is way too many.
Offensively, you guys got some great ball movement. How do you want to see that continue in the second half?
Yeah, we were really good in the first quarter, I thought. We got a little stagnant in the second quarter. We just got to keep turning that ball over, touching the paint, and then making the right decision.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
That guy, Banchero, had pretty much anything he wanted in that first half. In 17 minutes, 23 points. And as Megan said, 40 points in the paint by the Magic. That's got to be corrected for Washington here in the second.
Yeah, 40 points in the paint is way too much, and especially shooting 61% from the field. That means that the Magic are getting easy look after easy look.
And Sarr was fouled as Desmond Bane came over to help. And for Bane, that'll be his third personal.
That's excellent execution by the Wizards coming out of the half. Run the action up top, find Sarr, slip into the basket. Hopefully the big fellow will be able to pay it off with 2 free throws.
Brendan, talk to us about halftime adjustments. What's that like? What are you hearing, and what are you seeing in terms of things that you want to correct in real time?
Well, a lot of times the stat sheet will tell you what you need to correct. And so when you go into halftime, an excellent staff at the Wizards have is going to say, hey guys, listen, we've given them too many points in the paint, and we're not making, and this team doesn't shoot the 3 that well. We're letting them get way too physical inside. So what you really want to do is say, hey, this is how we're going to switch our defense to take away the paint, and we will live with the 3-point shots. We will live with the results. We call that making a team play left-handed. They're off-hand. You want them to beat you with what they don't do well. For the Magic, that's shoot the 3.
5 of 16 in that first half for Orlando. Orlando commits a turnover. Washington will have possession. Keyshawn George was saddled with those fouls in the first half with 3, but he's still leading the team in scoring with 10.
Yeah, and he really had something good going in the first quarter. Hopefully they come back to him, maybe get some of that pin down action going.
Middleton probing. Now finds Sarr. Sarr trying to go one-on-one with Carter. And he will be rewarded with 2 free throws.
Sarr very fortunate right there. Carter bailed him out. That was a very tough shot.
This Magic team won 10 in a row against Washington. Wizards' last victory against them came back on January the 21st of 2023.
And I tell you what, the Orlando Magic coaching staff is going to talk to Wendell Carter about that foul. You play good defense, you make Sarr shoot the fadeaway, Jay, and then you bail him out with the hit on the elbow. That's a cardinal sin.
Jamal Mosley's won 44% of his games, again in his 5th season. This Orlando Magic team have expectations this year in the East. Middleton got the offensive rebound and was fouled.
Yeah, and the Orlando Magic do have a lot of expectations. When people look at this team and what they were able to do last year, as we take a quick look at Middleton fighting inside to get that offensive rebound. But getting back to this Magic ball club, they had a good year last year. They made it to the first round of playoffs. Obviously, you lose to Boston, and people just expected this to be the it team, the new team that's going to step up and take over. And it's early on in the season, but so far they haven't been that. They're still having the problems from behind the 3-point line. And Paolo Banchero hasn't stepped up to the level that some thought that he might. He's a young star in this league trying to make the step up to superstar, and he hasn't quite made that jump just yet.
22 years old. Meanwhile, Franz Wagner is 24. That's the way the Orlando Magic was built, going through the draft. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Just got to go through some growing pains.
Yeah.
One thing about Washington that excites me is this dynamic of Keyshawn George and Bilal Coulibaly as perimeter defenders.
Man, a lot of
and then you've got a shot blocker in Alex Sarr.
Listen, a lot of length on this Washington Wizards team. A lot of length and positional size and versatility. That's what the league is all about.
And when you talk about wingspan right there, you see the deflection by Bilal.
Yeah.
And Drew and I were talking about this in OKC. What I like the most about this team is Brian Keefe's going to call time and they're going to challenge. When we come back, I want to talk more about Keyshawn being on ball, Bilal on the wing, and them kind of switching on defense. We'll talk more about that after a brief timeout as Washington takes a timeout to challenge. It is the Sprite Challenge with 10:47 to go here in the third quarter.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the floor of an outlet.
We'll get possession as we take a look at the last play.
Yeah, this one happened right in front of Keefe, so he definitely knew that this was Wizards ball right away. Great challenge by the coach.
After review, the play is overturned. Successful challenge. Washington ball.
That was an easy one to see, too. I'm not even sure if they, like I said, this is, like you could clearly see that went off Bane.
And the fact that it was right in front of Keefe made it easy for him to call that challenge. Okay, I want to get back to what we were talking about before the break. Keyshawn and Bilal now being perimeter defenders. One could guard off ball, the other one maybe the best wing player, and then switching. What does that do for Washington's defense?
Well, first thing it does is it gives you on-ball presence. And secondly, when teams try to switch and take advantage of a matchup, they don't gain anything from it, so they'll stay away from those type of switches. You throw in the fact that Alex Sarr is on the backside of that with his length and giving them rim protection, it allows those guys to get up there, switch multiple pick and rolls, and get a little handsy and aggressive because they know they got a shot blocker behind them.
Carter way too physical inside, getting that putback to go down.
Once again, those points in the paint killing this Wizards ball club tonight.
77-58 Orlando, 42 paint points. Shot clock at 5 for George. Cash.
And offensively for the Wizards, whenever they've needed an answer, this has been the guy that stepped up.
Keyshawn now 6 of 8 from the field. That's his first three-pointer of the night.
Down 16, they might have to lean into George just a little bit more, maybe call a couple more plays for him on purposes. I thought Suggs got away with a little bit of an offensive foul.
He did play football in high school.
It looked like it right there. The discard of C.J. McCollum.
Two-time Mr. Football and basketball in the state of Minnesota.
Well, you know you got to be the man if you was Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football.
In the same year.
Oof.
That was Keyshawn's 18th three of the season. Here he is now driving. Foul will be on Carter. George trying to go one-on-one. Get some separation. I got it, George.
Right there, Wendell Carter actually did a good job of staying in front of George on that one.
Look at Bilal playing defense.
I like it.
On the bigger hey, that is excellent defense until the last second as Bilal will be called for the foul on Banchero. How about Bilal taking that bump and staying down?
I want to get a second look at it right here. You see him taking the bump, playing good defense, and that last little reaching is what they call. And that's where you have to be disciplined against a guy like Paolo. He's going to keep bumping you. He's going to keep trying to get to the basket. You have to make sure you continue to play strong defense without fouling because he's always looking to get that foul.
There's a Euro step by Bilal, misses. So Coulibaly has 3, George has 3 fouls. Another pure 3 goes down for Paolo Banchero. Now 3 for 5 from downtown. He's got 26 total.
We talked about him not being known as a three-point shooter, but tonight he actually has the touch going.
Came in shooting 22% from 3. CJ following his miss.
CJ really kind of struggling to get the offense going tonight. You understand those are the mid-range shots that he's hit throughout the course of his career, but only 3 of 10 tonight. Really can't get it going.
Turnover by Washington.
If you're Washington, maybe you might try to push the tempo a little bit, get something going in transition, but you got to get a spark. Offensively, they don't have the same flow they had early on, and there's not a lot of great ball movement right now. You do see Coulibaly get a wide open 3.
Got an open look, not able to knock it down. Washington is 7 of 19 from downtown tonight.
And right now, if you're the Wizards, it's going to have to come on probably the defensive end, step it up, get some transition turnovers. Get some turnovers that will hopefully lead to transition, get this crowd back into the game. Right now, there's not a lot of life in this arena.
That was Bane's first points, is the largest lead of the game now for Orlando, up 24 with possession. All right, score big with the Wizards starting 5 stack. That's a 5-game plan that lets you pick your perfect lineup. Bundle multiple stacks together to add depth to your lineup and unlock additional benefits and savings. The more stacks you buy, the more you save. You can learn more at WashingtonWizards.com. Anthony Black into the game for Suggs.
Good defense by Coulibaly. Really cut off Bane's whole drive right there. Forced him to make that pass to Black.
Bounce pass inside to Wagner.
And right now, if you're the Wiz, pushing. You got numbers, get a good score right here.
Keyshawn loses the handle. Wagner ahead of the pack and slams it home. Coach Keefe has seen enough. It is now 87-61 Orlando. Presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. From TAPS, Sergeant First Class Patricia Huckabee is a respected leader who has served for 15 years in the U.S. Army and is currently stationed at Fort Lee. Huckabee serves with pride while actively pursuing her academic goals, as she is working towards a bachelor's degree in psychology. We want to thank Army Sergeant First Class and TAPS military mentor Patricia Huckabee for her service. Trinity Rodman in the house, member of the Washington Spirit, here to show some support for the Washington Wizards as they trail the Orlando Magic 87-61. Brendan, in the first quarter, Washington shot 63% from the field. They had 35 points. Since then, they have gone 9 for 35 from the field. That's 26% and just 26 points. What has changed?
Well, offensively, they got off to a hot start. We talked about George. He was playing well. He picked up the fouls. The offense kind of got stagnant. Cam Whitmore came off and gave them a spark. Bub Carrington had some really good drives and some finishes inside, found some teammates as well. Those 3 guys really kicked the party off, and none of the 3 have really picked it up since, and the Wizards have been stuck in mud all the while. The Orlando Magic have found their offense.
There's a turnover by the Magic. Keyshawn gets the layup. Going back to something that you said, when Keyshawn picked up his 3rd foul, Orlando was only up 38-35.
Right.
So a great call on your part about knowing where it kind of changed.
And that's a learning experience for the young fella. You have to understand you mean so much to the team that you can't pick up silly fouls. So that's one of those things where you're watching it now in the early stages of the season, and you just want to see that growth throughout the year. You want to see him stay away from those fouls.
CJ with the left-hand layup puts him in double figures now for Washington. Bane, dump off to Vataze.
Great find right there by Bane.
Magic's team, 21 assists on 34 made field goals. Middleton.
We're just starting to put it together a little bit offensively now. Got back-to-back buckets. Now you got to get some stops. Not going to get it all done at one time, but slowly but surely, if you can, as we see a block right there by CJ, if you can just stack together a couple of really good defensive plays, maybe get a steal or 2, get out and run.
Get this. Want to cut it to the 5:03 left and go into the 4th. What does it have to get cut down to if you're Washington?
I mean, ideally, you'd like to get it cut to 10. That would be big time. If you can get it cut to 10, that gives you an easier working number in the 4th quarter.
See if Washington can get these multiple stops here. Starts tonight right here, under 5 to go. Bain, blocked by George, there's one.
Great defense by George. And we talked about that length and that size. Guys like George and Koulibaly and what they mean with their length and their defensive intensity. See, look, George sliding his feet. Bain tries the Euro, but access denied. Passport was not stamped.
Not at all. That was the 8th block of the season for Keyshawn George. He's second on the team in that department. First on the team in scoring, just under 19. There's CJ. Getting another 3 for Washington. That's their 9th tonight. Shooting 43% from the three-point line. And Caro was fouled as Whitmore jumped into the body.
And that's where Whitmore's got to be a little bit more disciplined right there. Banchero doesn't really want that fadeaway jump. He doesn't hit it at a high enough rate for him to really want that shot, so don't bail him out. Make him hit those type of tough contested tips.
After the All-Star break last season, Paolo Banchero was 4th in the NBA in points per game. He was trailing only SGA, Luka, and Joker.
And that's why so many people thought that this year he was going to take that step and ascend into that category. It just simply hasn't happened yet. He has the talent. I mean, you talk about a guy, a legit 6'10", strong too. You talk about no days off in the weight room, that's what they're talking about. That young man, strongly, powerfully built. But offensively, it just hasn't been as efficient this year. Like I said, 43% from the field, 71 from the free throw line, and 21% from 3. Those aren't elite all-star level numbers.
Second youngest player in NBA history to have a 50-point, 10-rebound, 5-assist game. The other guy that did that, your former teammate and adversary, LeBron James. Keyshawn George inside.
You always
got 17.
Always in good company to mention LeBron James. Why did you say he was my adversary?
All I remember is a tiptoe on the baseline in Cleveland and a hard foul committed back at old Quicken Loans Arena.
I still be wondering why Antoine Jameson didn't cut that baseline off, but that's a story for another day.
That's for a podcast
yeah,
down the road.
That's a story for another day, man. Twan, holla at me.
There's Whitmore, lips out.
Yeah.
Had a good look.
Halfway down.
Banchero front rims that one. Good defense by Bagley.
Great defense by Bagley. Like I said, a guy like Banchero, he's hit some threes tonight, but you can never overreact to a three-point shot. If you overreact to it, then that opens up the floodgates, and Banchero will be able to get everything.
Tough layup there by Anthony Black.
Big-time drive by
Black. Wizards defense. Carrington sprinting back, putting some pace into the game. Misses the layup.
Smoked it. Got to knock that down, young fella. Great drive in transition, put a lot of pressure on the Magic, but you just got to knock the layup down.
That will be Orlando basketball. Some wholesale substitutions coming in for the Magic. And Corey Kispert will come in for Washington. Wendell Carter Jr., Tyus Jones, and Franz Wagner. Replacing Tristan Da Silva and Desmond Bain and Goga Batadze. Keyshawn will sit.
And right now the Wizards are just looking for a spark. And with this second unit, it's going to be up to somebody, whether it be Whitmore or Kispert, Bub Carrington. Somebody's going to have to kick the party off and really bring the energy back to this lineup.
Isaac losing the handle. Kispert coming up with it. Ahead to Bagley. Blocked by Carter. 4-on-4 here. Waiting for Carter and Bagley. Brogdon inside, looking for Isaac as he was fouled on that second chance opportunity. Jonathan Isaac, the veteran from Florida State University, played 7 minutes so far. Isaac had a season-high 3 blocks Thursday in that win against the Hornets. In his 7th season, it's the 6th overall pick of the Magic back in 2017. Here now is a word from FanDuel.
I got some ideas.
Okay.
Time out? No. Time in. I feel like mascots should affect the over-under. Ooh. Betting in space?
New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win.
Magic had gone previously 16 straight free throws after missing the last 2. Two and a half to go in the third. Franz whips it over to Carter.
He's got numbers. They got to try to attack in transition.
Trying to throw the lob up to Cam. His last touch by Anthony Black.
Wasn't a lot there, though. Bub kind of got lucky that ball got tapped out. Cam didn't really have a great angle for that lob pass. Just because you're out in transition, you know you want to get the score, but that doesn't mean you have to force a bucket. Sometimes there's nothing there. You got to pull that out and run some good offense.
Carrington. He runs right into his teammate as he misses the layup. And right into the back of Bagley.
He's a little bit gimpy down the court.
And the Magic makes the Wizards pay for not getting back on defense.
Jonathan Isaac with the 3. And once again, that's not his strength either.
Now, largest lead of the game for Orlando. They hung 100 on the Wizards. Still have a minute 52 to go here in the third.
Yeah, things have really gotten away from the Wizards in this third quarter. You saw things start sliding downhill a little bit in that second quarter, and you were hoping after halftime the Wizards would have a major adjustment, but it just hasn't quite happened yet.
And Whitmore misses that one.
But I will say this, Chris, in games like this, you find out a lot about your ball club. Who's going to quit? Who's going to keep going? Who's going to fight? Who's going to still stay disciplined and play to our core principles? Even in a blowout, there are things to be learned from a young team like this. Hey, I need the guys that are going to say, hey, I know we're down, but I'm still going to execute. I'm going to do the things the coaches want me to.
There's some opportunity minutes out there, especially in the fourth quarter for guys that were sitting on the bench looking for those minutes as Kispert bumps Isaac.
Oh, for sure. Like in a blowout, sometimes you might get into a game and have a good 5, 6, 7 minute stretch, and that will buy you a ticket into the next game. So if you got a Wizards jersey on, just because the score has gotten a little bit out of hand doesn't mean there's not good minutes still to be had out here tonight.
Isaac's most games he played last season was 71. Since he played 75 back in the 18-19 year. Really been saddled with a lot of injuries in his NBA career.
Yeah. Coming out of Florida State, super versatile forward. Was really, a lot of people had high hopes of what his game would be, and I think if not for the injuries, you would have seen a different Jonathan Isaac. And he still had a very successful NBA career, but he was able to do a lot more things. I think those injuries definitely took a toll.
Kispert swinging it over to Bub. Bub keeping that dribble. Gets a 3 up. Airballs that one. That'll be Orlando basketball. Back to Isaac dealing with the injuries. He had a left ACL tear, an abductor tear, hamstring, ankle, knees, had back issues.
Man.
But fighting through it.
Better question is what didn't he hurt?
He's an ordained minister.
Okay.
Got to stay prayed up for all those injuries. Here he is inside using the left. Second foul on Cam Whitmore.
And right there, if you're Bub, you can't leave Isaac until you pass him off to somebody. When you're in a zone, you can't, even if you see somebody on the outside, you can't respond to that player until you know that I've protected the basket first. Okay, I'm passing this player off to this guy on the weak side. And that's just the mistakes that happen on young teams. Bub trying to do a great job of running to the perimeter to take away the 3. But he forgot to take care of the paint first. Got to take care of home.
Well, Brendan, that's the value of talking on defense.
Yes.
I hear that so much. It doesn't matter what level of basketball. If you don't communicate out there, things like that happen.
Some of the best defenders I've ever played with were the guys that were talkers, because not only were they good defensively, but they were connective. That voice keeps everybody connected. Hey, man over here. Hey, I'm sliding him to you. come get mine, I got yours, I got your back, send them left. You got to have that communication out there, especially when you're for your wing guys, because they can't see what's behind them. So that communication is key. Haven't seen a lot of that tonight from the Wiz. Maybe that's something that they can improve on.
It's definitely been a point of emphasis for Brian Keefe, wanting these guys to communicate, especially on that defensive end.
The best defensive teams always talk. Always.
Gardner coming up with the block. Orlando can hold for the final shot here in the third quarter. The Wizards have now dropped to 40% from the field. Tyus waiting for the screen from Isaac to get the switch. Here's Black. 3 on the clock. That'll do it for the third quarter as the Orlando Magic were able to get some separation in this quarter. 12 minutes to play here on a Saturday night in the district. Hopefully everybody enjoyed Halloween. Too many kids came to my house knocking on the door and the lights weren't even on.
Did you have any candy for them?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Here's a look at our Metro by T-Mobile game recap. Keyshawn leading the way with 17 for Washington. Banchero dominant with a double-double. Paint points, advantage Orlando big. 52-34.
Oh, good block.
Nice block by Sarr. Second block of the night.
Yes, indeed.
You can average 2 blocks in what he is doing offensively. He is having himself a solid start to his sophomore year.
Wagner just went right at Sarr. You got to pump fake or something with a big throw like that.
5 on the shot clock for Orlando. Suggs looks up. Got to go to work. Leans into Johnson. And that will be a shot clock violation. Megan, curious to know what Brian Keefe had to say at the end of the third quarter.
Well, it's exactly what you and Brendan were talking about late in that third quarter with the carryover and the lessons you can learn from a game like this. It goes back to the OKC game. He was happy with a lot of things they did, the little things, but he wants them to see it put together for a full game. And then I was talking with Bilal Coulibaly after the game. He reiterated what he saw from a championship level defense in OKC, and the biggest thing that he said was the communication that they have. They're never not talking, so the carryover was talked about here in that quarter break to your guys' conversation.
Brian is always talking about building habits. Okay, whatever you're applying in practice, put it out there on the floor when it's time to compete. And, you know, the Wizards are learning. Young team, but you can't have these lulls where offensively you're either a one-shot miss or defensively you're not talking. Those are those things that lead to a team putting 103 points on you.
The NBA is a game of runs, and you can't have these big lulls because guys are too good. They're too fast, too strong. They shoot it too well. In today's games, we see Johnson with the strong take. If you have a 5-6 minute stretch where you really can't find your offense, in this league, you can be down 20 just like that. So when you do have those moments where you can't find your offense, you need to have a set of plays that you can go to that you feel really good about. You can say, you know what, we haven't got a bucket in a minute. Let's run this for this player because this generally gets us out of a jam.
Tough shooting night for the rookie Trey Johnson. In 20 minutes, he's 2 for 10. He's got 5 points. Made that free throw. Carrington clears the rebound. Keyshawn with a height advantage.
He wants to go to work. He knows he has a mouse in the house. Tough fade.
Fadeaway jumper. Wizards in that third quarter, Brendan, went 4 minutes without a point. They went 5 minutes without scoring in the second quarter.
Yeah, when you have multiple stretches like that where you just can't find it, normally good things aren't going to happen, and that's how you end up with a deficit like this.
Mid-range shot there by Johnson. And it's going to be a loose ball foul. First 5 games for the rookie Trey Johnson. Quite impressive. He's someone that, you know, we know he can score.
Right.
But it's what are those other things he's going to be able to apply in his rookie season?
I think he's trying to figure that out because all his life he's been known as a scorer, a guy that, hey, they run offense through him, for him. The ball has always been in his hands, and that's the that's the possible good thing for a guy like Trey Johnson this year. He gets to expand his offensive game.
Timeout called by the Magic as Bilal Coulibaly was able to get something to go down as the Wizards are trailing 103.8. Sports Network's coverage of Wizards basketball is presented by your local Washington area Honda dealers. When you want to get more, then it has to be a Honda. Don't settle for less. Visit your local Honda dealer today. Iron Bow. Visit us at ironbow.com. And by Fuddruckers. Create your crave at Fuddruckers. Washington scored the first 5 to start the fourth quarter here. Meanwhile, the Wizards coaching staff, players, and staff had their little kiddies come for a little trick-or-treat today.
Okay.
Always love the costumes there. I see a little Darth Vader right there, a Wizards player. The cuties getting some candy. Now make sure you brush your teeth, kids.
Yeah, man.
You don't want to get cavities.
I'm always jealous of the kids that got to have Halloween, man. You know, my mom was super religious, so I never got to go out for Halloween. We had to go to church. We had Hallelujah night. I'm serious. You tell me I'm the only one? I never got to go trick-or-treating as a kid, man. I promise you.
Hey, big dog, you want to go Halloween? You want to go to Halloween with me next year?
Yeah, man.
I got you, dog.
Yeah, man.
I should have brought you some candy today.
Yeah, man. Take me trick-or-treating next year, man. As a kid, that's one of the things I missed out on.
Hey, man, you was a tall kid, too. I can't imagine you knocking on doors.
Hey, listen, I didn't get the opportunity, man. I was at the church.
At the church. Oh, Wagner with a Euro step. Oh, inside, Isaac.
Oh, wow. Isaac, say it with your chest.
Wow. Puts him on the rim. Trey can get something going. Good shot in the paint.
There you go.
Trey Johnson was the first Wizards rookie with 10-plus points in each of the first 5 games since John Wall. He did it in 14 straight games back in 2010. John also a part of the Monumental Sports family now, along with B. Wood.
And listen, John Wall is going to bring a lot to the table, too. I had a chance to work with him last year a couple times at NBA TV, and I was flat out amazed by his knowledge of the game and how smooth he was instantly as soon as he got on television.
One thing I always knew about him and you is the basketball IQ.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years you and I would just talk basketball, and I would just learn so much by just shutting up and listening to you.
Yeah.
Just the IQ. How much do you think that was kind of a value for you and John, besides the athleticism and the size, but just knowing the game? How important was that during your career?
I think when you look at most really good basketball teams, you got to have a lot of high IQ players. You got know guys that understand how to play the pick and roll, what it's supposed to be, when you're supposed to roll, when you should pop, where you're supposed to be defensively. So basketball IQ is very important. There's a lot of guys that are talented that have low basketball IQ, and sometimes it makes it hard for their coaches to play them. So I think basketball IQ is key.
The one thing I love about these young Wizards players,
yes,
all of them with high basketball IQs, and the most important thing, very inquisitive. They ask a lot of questions.
That's it. That's big time, because a lot of young players in this league think they know everything. So to have a team that's willing to ask those type of questions, that's a turnover.
Yeah, that's a turnover.
To have a team that's thirsty for knowledge, that's what you want.
I think of Keyshawn, his thirst for knowledge. Bub asking a lot of questions. Yeah. Alex,
yeah, man.
Bilal.
When you're coaching young guys and they want to get better, they want to learn, you understand there's going to be some games like this one, because they're a young team in this league, and this league is unforgiving. But if they're working hard, if they're asking questions, you understand at some point those young guys are going to develop, they're going to grow, and their game is going to go to the next level. And they'll be the ones passing out the beatdowns.
You know, and the key, too, is not allowing tonight to bleed into Monday night in New York.
Right.
It's kind of let it go. As soon as the game's over, take the application of whatever you get in your film study, but don't allow these things to kind of manifest.
For sure. You don't want to let a bad game turn to a bad week. You know, anybody can have a bad game. The best teams are going to have bad games. You want to get the footage. You want to look at the film, say, okay, this is what we didn't do right. Learn from it. Go into your next game and give a lot better effort.
Oh, good play there. Coming off the inbounds, Carrington to Coulibaly. Got behind the Magic defense.
That was excellent execution.
Bilal now in double figures with 10. Wagner.
I've been impressed with Sarr's ability to switch pick and rolls and move his feet. Wagner was looking for that matchup. He got Sarr, try to drive right by him, but Sarr does such a good job of sliding his feet and playing defense without fouls.
The new age big, you and I talked about it in the first half. They do multiple things. They can shoot threes, they can run the floor, set screens. And one thing about Alex that I like too is this year, as he slams it home off the feed from Keyshawn, is you can run offense through him.
Right, and they run a lot of offense through him at the elbow too, where he's able to take advantage of his speed and take that first step and go right to the rim.
That foul's going to be called on Keyshawn. Fourth personal.
Now look right here, like you see Sarr, and he's guarding two guys and forces Suggs into the turnover. Suggs is trying to figure out what Sarr is doing, and Sarr's playing the cat and mouse game with him, doesn't quite give him the answer, and it forces the turnover.
Alex tonight, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Feels like every time we go into a game, he's going to have those 2 blocks.
There's another play right there. He didn't get the block, but he deterred that shot.
Carrington getting the ball, pushing it over the center circle. Screen set by Sarr. That ball went between Sarr and Johnson.
Yeah, both guys thought it was for the other guy.
Brendan, they're actually going to give Alex Sarr credit for that block. So he's got 3 tonight.
Okay.
Man, can you imagine if you played into that war?
Hey, man, listen.
They handed out blocks like that?
Hey, that's what's got to happen for you when you're at home. What they call that at home cooking?
Yes, sir. Taze.
That was an excellent find right there by Wagner. Came off that pick and roll. Knew he was looking for the big fella right away.
Under 7 to play here in the fourth. Alex trying to go between the legs.
Not enough space for it, though. He has the skill set, but you have to understand when you're going to use that.
Wizards with their 15th turnover.
Sarr has the handle. He has that ability, but in that situation, he has to wait and allow his teammates to clear out, so then he can get to that in-between dribble.
The youngster Noah Penda, rookie from France, is checking in for Orlando. 6'6", 20-year-old, was the 32nd pick of the Boston Celtics in June's draft. First NBA points were on a 3-pointer by Penda against Philly back on October 27th.
You say he's 20?
20 years old.
He's only 20?
Youngster.
Okay. You sure he's 20?
20. Sarr missed that back cut there by Bilal. Carrington inside off glass. Sarr there to clean up.
We talked about Sarr getting a lot more done in the paint this year. Good things happen for bigs when you hang around that basket. Whether it's drop-offs or offensive rebounds, I understand he has the skill set to finish as he gets another block.
Now he's got the ball in his hand, on the deck.
The Magic's gonna learn about this running up on Sarr like that. Now you have to give that young man a pump fake or something. You just can't keep putting that shot right in his face. You have no chance of making those.
Jamal Mosley will call time. It's the Orlando Magic up 110-88. Alex Sarr finds his way now 2 rebounds away from another double-double. Yeah, Brendan with his first game here with the network. We appreciate you filling in for Drew Gooden tonight. Just want to get your impressions of not only the broadcast tonight, but what you saw out there on the floor.
Well, listen, man, it's been great to be back in the booth with you. You know, my guy. It's been a tough night for the Wizards. I have seen some good things in certain points. I think Sarr's been really good defensively. George started things out offensively very strong. But overall, the night hasn't been great for the Wiz, but I see a lot of potential in this young team.
Back to live action here. We still got under 6 to go. Washington will head on the road tomorrow. They'll take on the Knicks on Monday, Celtics Wednesday. Taze gets it to go down. Some nice veterans for the Orlando Magic. Yeah. You see the rookie Will Riley as well as A.J. Johnson in the game for the first time.
The Magic empty the bench.
Keyshawn with a turnover. Let's check in with Megan.
Guys, as you know, BK putting some of his bench guys in with Johnson and Riley in the game, but the message to the group at that timeout was simple. Keep grinding, keep doing what we've been doing. As we talked about, those stacking days, stacking the habits to be able to keep moving forward and continue to carry it over into the next one, guys.
Megan, thank you. Justice Champagny and Tristan Vukcevic will come in. They will replace Keyshawn and Alex Sarr. I think their nights are over. Keyshawn with 17 points. Alex Sarr had 10 and 8. And 3 blocks. Jace Richardson over now to Tristan De Silva. Magic working it around the perimeter. A strong drive by the youngster Penda. Will Riley coming up with it on the run to AJ. AJ getting the layup to go down.
Nice reverse layup by Johnson right there. Just getting into the game for the first time and quickly getting the bucket.
Brendan, these are those opportunity minutes right now. Can you stack a couple of minutes to get you some momentum going into Monday night's game?
Listen, when anytime you're a young player, you get in the game and there's 4 or 5 minutes left to play, take those minutes seriously. We see Bataze with a strong move inside, but take those minutes seriously because you never know who's watching. When you put that good film on there, what your coaching staff will do after that. You might have a good 4 or 5 minute stretch and say, you know what, maybe we'll get this guy in the first quarter next game.
Bataze goes from scoring on one end to blocking AJ Johnson. Jet Howard on the drive. He was fouled. Son of former Wizard Juwan Howard.
Checking in for the Wizards.
You got Jace Richardson out there for Orlando Magic, son of
Jason Richardson.
I tell you what, his pops used to get up, didn't he?
Well, he gets up.
He does. He does.
We were talking before. I don't know about the height, whether they had him listed, but
no, he gets up. He's big time athlete.
He can sky.
Big time athlete.
Here he is with the rock, passing it over to Penda, to Howard in the corner. Justice Champagny, another block by Bataze, right into the hands of Gill. Really like the upside of this kid right here. Will Riley, left-hand layup, no, but there is Champagny to clean up. How about Justice Champagny? That's his first points of the season. Penda call for steps.
Penda got a little bit too excited right there. Got the ball, saw the lane wide open, was trying to get there a little bit too quickly. I wonder what made him pick number 93. I'm not gonna lie, that's a nasty number.
That's a weird number.
That's a nasty number. They gotta be a story behind that.
Born in Paris, moved to France's top pro league back in 2024. He is considered to be a rugged rebounder. Hey, Brendan, I got a question for you. Since we're talking about jersey numbers.
I hope I got to ask you.
Why did you pick 00?
Real simple. In high school.
Dudley High School, by the way.
That's right. Oh, let's see a nice triple right there. 00 was the biggest jersey we had. And so that was the only one I could fit. So I had 00. We didn't have a big budget. We didn't have a lot of jerseys, so I had to do what I had to do. So I became 00.
And you kept it. Did your jersey never changed when you left here, right?
Well, when I went to Carolina, I was going to be number 3, but Shammond Williams had it.
Couldn't have it. So you went to.
I kept 00. I was 00 the whole time.
Gotcha.
Then when I came into the league my rookie year, I was actually number 3.
A little trivia about my partner tonight.
Yeah.
The first ever Tar Heel to record a triple-double with 10 blocks against the University of Miami.
Yes, indeed.
I was watching that game on TV. I was like,
no way you're watching. Oh, I'm about to say, recently?
No.
That was great. Our greatest games.
I tell you what, it's YouTubeable if you want to go and check it out.
Yeah.
But
I'm about to say, no way you were watching that game.
Can you imagine?
I'm about to say, recently?
Is that on the ACC network?
If your last name ain't Haywood, there's no reason you even turn that off.
Riley with a rebound. So we're under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. Another block. Tell you what, Jamal Mosley's got some guys that can put their hands on the basketball and get blocks, don't they?
Yeah, this second unit for the Orlando Magic isn't letting up at all.
9 blocks on the night for the Magic. Washington, too, has 9. Block party.
Yes, indeed. Something like it.
All that's missing is a SWV's greatest hits and some Kool-Aid.
Hey, man.
Do you remember that?
I do. That's an excellent way to kick a party.
All right, when we're done, we'll hand it over to Wes and Company. Tune in to Wizards Postgame Live presented by Robin Hood at the conclusion of the game. Turn back the clock. Some Wizards fan favorites. The Capitals hit the hardwood and trick or treat inside of Capital One Arena. We showed you earlier. Coaching staff's family, players' family, staff's families coming in, enjoying the kids, getting a little trick or treat.
You didn't dress up, did you?
You know, I was going to dress up, but then I was like, that was yesterday. You can't wear stuff today, right?
I mean, you could have dressed up yesterday, though. You could have been Dragonfly Jones.
Pinned up for 3.
Yes.
I think our Wizards viewers know this, but Brendan and I's favorite television show is Martin. Oftentimes we will recite some lines.
Yeah.
A couple of lines I can think about in a game like this.
Plenty.
I'll text you offline.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
Yeah, tough one tonight for Washington, but they'll see the Orlando Magic 3 more times back on January the 6th, March the 3rd, and March the 12th.
Well, getting up.
Taze quietly with a strong game for Orlando off the bench. 15 points and 6 rebounds. So this one belongs to the Orlando Magic coming on the road, picking up their 3rd victory of the season. They're now 2-2 on the road. Meanwhile, Washington will fall to 1-5, 0-3 here at Capital One Arena as the Wizards will get set to get on a plane tomorrow. We'll head to New York and we'll see the New York Knicks, who are struggling right now. See Mike Brown is in his first year as the Knicks head coach.
I know Tom Thibodeau somewhere like, yep. Y'all thought y'all could just replace me, huh?
And that'll do it here from Capital One Arena. The Orlando Magic winning 125-94. Led by Paolo Banchero with 28, Franz Wagner with 25. A double-double for Wendell Carter Jr., 16 and 12, and 15 for Batazi off the bench. Meanwhile, for Washington, Keyshawn George, leading scorer with 17. 10 from Sarr, 10 from Koulibaly, and 13 for the veteran C.J. McCollum. So final score from Capital One Arena, it's the Orlando Magic 125, Washington 94. Monumental Sports Network provides the best content surrounding the Wizards, Caps, Mystics, Beltway football, and more. Many thanks to Brendan, Megan, and our entire Monumental Sports Network team. I'm Chris Miller. We will see you again Monday night from the world's most famous arena when the Wizards take on Jalen.
Max Warner Music.